Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to what I hope in the future will be a consistent line of videos from this channel. What content specifically we'll be pushing out, or rather I'll be pushing out, is still to be determined, but it's more like a hit or miss with everything. Starting off today, we'll be doing a Lego building set, starting with Lego Star Wars set 7539-1, or more commonly mentioned as the Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter. This set comes with 99 pieces and comes with the figurine, which is the center of a lot of controversy, if not a little bit of controversy, in the LEGO Star Wars community. See, what makes this set so unique with controversy is the fact that it comes with the Captain Rex figurine, or minifigure, or just Lego figure. So, why is this controversial? Well, this specific figure is the same one that you find in the UCS Venator set that goes for $600, and according to the instruction book, is exclusive for that set. However, other people have bought this set and come to find out it's the same exact figure. So, regardless, controversy or not, we are going to build this set, and I hope you stick around, and we will see where this goes. So starting off, let's get this box open. Not really the easiest thing to do. And this will not be my first Lego set. I have been building with Legos all my life, and this is just one of the many sets that I've come to own in my lifetime. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Open the first package. Comes with a Captain Rex fighter. Man, these pieces roll. Or Captain Rex figure, I should say. Now, let's see where the instruction book takes us first. We'll start separating out each of these pieces. So, I believe one of my first Lego sets that I ever received as a child was a Hoth Lego set, if I remember correctly. The Snow Troopers, to be exact. That was my first and favorite Lego set. Before all these fancy clone troopers had a face, all they had was a black head and a helmet with holes cut out of them. So, what made them change, I couldn't say for sure, but I know about the early 2000s, which was, or rather mid 2000s to late 2000s, they started incorporating heads to these figures and with actual faces on them. So what I remember having was Phase 1 clone troopers with their old-fashioned headsets and their old-fashioned rifles, the long Lego rifles that came with them. So, anyways, where was I? Ah, yes. So, clone troopers have come a long way from when I was a kid. Uh, so here's the Captain Rex figurine. Seems simple enough. with the pauldron on the side, or rather like a, what is it? It's like, if you watch the Clone Wars show, you'll know that Captain Rex has like a certain chest plate. I believe that's some sort of either significance of rank or just an added piece of armor. But in the early 2000s, clones had capes. If any of you remember, they had a cape that went around the back rather than now, where if you look close enough, it's printed on them. I remember having a few clone troopers that had capes on them, and they were some of my favorite ones. And then there's the antenna. The interesting thing about the antenna is that it's just above where I would think they would put the antenna. And if you look real closely, there is a hole, and just below it is where I would believe the hole would actually be. But I'm not too picky or choosy. I'll take any Captain Rex Microfighter I can get. Or rather, I should say, I'll take any clone trooper Lego gives me. So now it seems like we're starting on the building of the Y-Wing, which hopefully it won't take us too long. So attaching the pieces where they should go. I think it would have been interesting to have this with like a mini Venator. I know Lego released one a while back. And I have it still. It's actually in my room hanging above my Microfighter LA-AT. What makes this unique is that you have to watch the Clone Wars Season 7 to know where this Microfighter comes from. That season, we see Order 66 and the fate of the clones and the transition into the new order, which is the Empire. And that gives us the backstory for Captain Rex. And everyone has their opinions about the prequels, the sequels, and the original trilogy. For me personally, I started with the prequels and I loved them to death. I spent most of my time outside lightsaber dueling when I could, and when I couldn't, I was inside watching Star Wars. I would always go outside with a lightsaber, those old-fashioned Hasbro lightsabers, if anyone remembers those. They were made out of like plastic that was interlocking. And no matter what you did, they would never break. They would only bend, no matter how hard you smacked your little brother with them. And how do I know? Because I was the little brother. But those lightsabers were fun. I think what truly made Star Wars fun then was the fact that it happened so long ago in a galaxy far, far away from me, but it always felt so close. The brotherhood of the clone troopers, the action or the peacekeeping negotiations of the Jedi. and just all that history that comes from Star Wars. So hopefully I can get this sorted out, but the Y-Wing has actually been a popular fighter that was introduced in the Clone Wars, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was originally shown in the original trilogy, and we never saw it in the prequels and that I remember till the release of the Clone Wars. What made it so interesting was that, hey, the rebels were using it, so where did they get it from? And here we see that the Republic had them to begin with. It was their fighter. And to think that the Y-Wing was used from the rise of the Clone Wars to the age of the Empire. And ever since then, it's been modified. I remember playing Star Wars Battlefront and always flying the Y-Wing. Not because it was the fastest ship, but because it was a bomber. I could always do bombing runs on capital ships. Oh, looks like I got ahead of a step here and did both sides. Don't you just love it when you do that? Okay, next is the guns. These are tricky because these are new guns. I remember back when I had older Lego sets, they were flick fire. You know, you would just slide them in a little hole on the sides of a brick, and they would sit in there with like a pin piece, and then you would flick them out, and those were your missiles. Now they have this system where you can press them and they launch out. They launch out studs rather than whole, what I like to call missile pieces or torches. You know, 99 pieces is not so bad. I think what really gets you is when you get a piece in the wrong place and then you spend like hours trying to get it out without damaging the piece too much. Which is why you got to be real careful when you're doing this. And there we go. And just about finished the first box. So there we go. And that completes the first bag that comes in the Microfighter. So as you can see, that little box right there is where Captain Rex will sit. And if you can kind of see the shape, these are probably where the engine are going to be attached. You know, when I first saw that this set was being leaked in early March, I was kind of expecting a full-size Y-Wing instead of just a miniature set. But then again, they would have to charge almost double what they were charging for this one just to get a set that was worth their price. And the interesting thing about these sets, I'm sorry if you hear any popping in the background, it's the 4th of July and a couple of the neighbors are shooting out fireworks. So let's get to working on the engines and finishing up this set. So first, run the stud pieces of this set, attaching to the back. Just like that. Then the blue, I like to call them, well, 2x1s with studs on top. It's a long mouthful. I'm sure there's a better official name with it, but I don't know them too well. I just love building this stuff with my hands. And the blue pieces of the corners go there. And you have what I call a half arch down attached to the back. So all that together, of the first two pages, you get all that right there. Now continuing on, it's a gray piece right above those stud attachers, and then a control panel right there near the seat. Then you grab the what I call probably a hood and slap it right there in front of the control panel. Then you take the glass, which is probably part of the canopy, put it on the first two studs right there. I don't know if you can see that. And having finished that, we start on the engines. So you take a gray piece with a dark gray piece, attach those together, slide the black rod straight through the middle till it sits flush with the flat piece on the bottom. So you get maximum length on the other side. Grab another cylinder, slide it right over and through. Make sure it attaches to the other cylinder. Then above that, take one of the white pieces with the holes on the side, attach that there. Attach a flat disc on top of that. So after that, according to this book, take another one, attach it right in front of that one, and add another cylinder white piece right onto it. Then finally add the cone. And that completes the first engine. After having completed the engine, attach the black pin piece right on top, and the blue pin piece, which has the cross, insert the pin into the engine, the cross facing outwards, and on the back attach the purple engine flare. So I'll pause it here and I'll build the second one and I'll come right back. So having completed that, both the pieces, I now attach them both right into the side, just like that. They should slide in with little to no effort. After that, you've basically completed your Captain Rex Microfighter. Just don't forget to add this white half piece right on the back right there. And there you have it. Captain Rex Microfighter is done and ready for action. So Not a bad Lego set for about 20 bucks in this economy. Was I expecting more? Kind of. But hey, compare this to paying $600 just for a figurine. I'd take this. So, thank you again for watching through to the end. And if you have any recommendations, comments, ways I should do this, I'll gladly take any advice you can give. Thank you again for watching, and peace out.